Here's the whole deal. Halyna Hutchins, bless you. That was Brandi sneezing. Alec Baldwin, you special guy, you. It's kind of interesting, guys. We're talking about Alec. They just charged him with involuntary manslaughter. And also the Armament girl. It's a sad thing, but you shouldn't have live ammunition on a film set, right, Adam?
Absolutely not.
What the heck? I mean, how did that even happen?
Yeah.
How do you fuck up like that? How did he not know that there was live ammunition? It's like that Bruce Lee thing, right? Or Brandon Lee? Was it Bruce Lee? Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Anna Gutierrez, her dad is a super famous armist, and she's fallen in his footsteps, so she's the one in charge of the weaponry.
Okay.
But, these idiots, they bring live ammunition on the set because they're plinking at cans and stuff in the afternoon and having a good time out in the Wild Wild West. But the strange thing about this...
You think that's the fuck up?
I think it's part of it. I think it's the perfect storm because you have a brand new Armament. This is her very first movie she's ever done, okay? And the process, an Armament person is somebody that manages the weapons on set. So they got to make sure that they have the right weapon that they fire and they have the fake ammunition in it. And you would never, ever think there was live ammunition on a set. But these guys are screwing around a little bit, I think. But
well, and if they're getting in character by throwing a couple shots of whiskey back with popping off at cans instead of playing a good game of blackjack, I mean, let's pick how we get in character, boys.
Were they drinking?
I don't believe so.
There's no...
I mean, I'm just trying to get all of the elements here because I feel like I'm just a little confused.
Let me explain it to you. It's a perfect storm because they've got the young lady. She's the first time there. You got Alec being Alec. And listen, the script did not... in the script, you were not supposed to fire the gun. He was just supposed to point the gun, okay? And so the cinematographer was right there in front of him, but he went ahead and pulled the trigger. He says he didn't pull the trigger, but it is and you probably know this, Brandi, it was a single action revolver. So in order for this thing to fire, you have to pull the hammer back.
Yeah, you have to pull the hammer back, yeah.
Right.
There's no, he knew what he was doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't charge him.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to know you're doing that. I've been on a lot of sets, and I'll tell you something. They're very strict about weaponry, and
even if you're a novice, if you cock the gun, you know what I mean. If you pull that hammer back,
right,
you have to know that if you touch the trigger after it's been cocked, it's going to shoot a bullet. A bullet is going to come out unless it's jammed or, come on.
And the FBI took their time with this one too. They're thorough 9 times out of 10, but they really did their homework on this too.
This wasn't a LAP. This was an FBI situation.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. See, that's what I'm like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I thought there was some sort of litigation, like just a lawsuit, a wrongful death lawsuit or something that he won. Didn't he win?
No, he didn't. But here's the whole deal. Halyna Hutchins, bless you. That was Brandi sneezing. Halyna Hutchins, who is a brilliant cinematographer, she's there sitting there in front of the camera, and in the back of the camera doing her thing, making sure everything works. And then you got the director and the producer all standing back there. And I guess it was the director, Joel, who got hit also, a fragment. So 2 people one got injured, and Halyna, unfortunately, was killed, Halyna. But it's such a weird thing. I mean, Alec's got this, I've never been a fan, but he's got this big personality, and the guy, he does some great movies, but, he's such a, this big-headed guy.
Wait. Pot? Kettle. Okay. Wow.
Strike that.
The big-headed guys we've been speaking about recently.
I didn't say I didn't like big-headed guys. I mean,
You just did. You said you were not a fan.
I said that one.
Okay?
Come on now.
I mean, the true self-hatred is coming out here, right?
Who was our other friend we were just talking about that nobody likes either? That's in jail.
Andrew Tate was
Andrew
I don't know.
Tate,
We know
another
so
big
many people
guy.
that are in
nobody
jail.
likes. Yeah.
Hey, boys will be boys, you know. But
Oh,
this
for heaven's sake!
this I believe is a tragic accident, and I don't know if the biggest problem was they didn't have a lot of confidence in their armament individual because she was new, and usually that person will take the weapon and give it directly to whoever who's going to use it on set. But the producer took it from her, and he had it for like 30 minutes before the shot was even done, and so it didn't go through the right process.
You can go through the right channels. Yes, there's
Right.
probably a lot of regulation on that because there's regulation on just stupid shit.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you things that you think are just inconsequential, but they're not. According to there's a what's the word? A pecking order. You know what I mean? Of things
Correct.
that people and things that need to happen and
Like a protocol list that you
Yes,
follow
exactly.
step by step.
So that so nothing like that happens, but it's not just, something that serious. It's just little shit. So with that, it had to have been quite a bit more. I mean, what?
Yeah, you're
How?
right, Brandi,
Yeah.
because it like I said, it was a
That
perfect
should
storm.
require some sort of security. You know what I mean? Like things that
Right.
there should have been 7 different eyes on that gun, making sure that there was no.
Yeah, with a live gun getting pointed at a person on camera, you got to have redundancies built in to make sure it's
Yeah.
not going to go off.
Or not just that it's not going to go off. If there's blanks in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you.
If they're going to charge Anna and Alec with this crime, involuntary manslaughter, they need to charge the producer also, because the producer is the one that handed the gun to Alec, because he didn't have the confidence in his armament person.
I mean, this is all speculation. I'm just rambling right now because I'm just kind of baffled at like how that even transpired. I know it happened a long time ago, but now, how long ago was that?
It was a
Has
year.
It's been a year
It's
now.
been a year, and now they're coming back to charge him after he had like 3 more kids. Yeah, like,
That is
how
a
old is
busy
he?
year for
How old is-
everybody.
how old is Alec Baldwin? They just keep popping out babies.
He's like 104.
That's
I don't
what
know,
happens when you
somewhere
like
around
start
there.
dating somebody that young. You know what I mean? And she just keeps having babies. It is crazy.
He's got a dating age. He's got an expiration age there, I'm sure. But
No, there's like 6 of them. Like they just keep having babies. They just had another one. I don't know. It's crazy.
well, Alec, on that half, kudos to you, bro.
Yeah, He can't miss, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Kudos
know.
to
Maybe
her.
secretly get a snip.
Yeah.
Sit in a bag of peas. Say I have a work trip.
Yeah.
Like, God.
She's
Oh
got
my
quite the
God.
insurance policy built in for everything now, too. That's a thinker right there. That's chess, not checkers, baby.
Listen, it was on the set of Rust, but at the end of the day, it's just a tragic, tragic thing. I don't think there's any malice here, except for my phone going off.
That's the second time he did that today.
Yeah, I'm the only one
Rookie
that
mistake.
happens to. Why is that? Apparently, you guys aren't paying attention and watching my stupidity.
Oh,
but
is this the pecking order for this?
This is a pecking order
Yeah,
for
here
this.
that we have to make sure that you turn your phone
Let's
off.
blame Brandi.
Okay, let's.
Oh, hold on, it's my car wash guy. No.
What?
No, but it's tragic, and this lady lost her life, and this other gal will probably never work in the industry again. There it goes again.
Didn't you pulled it out of your pocket and still didn't turn it off? What the
It's
fuck?
okay. It's my phone. It's fine, right?
Now
Oh
on
my
to
God.
someone else who will never work in the industry again.
Also, my questions are here as well. Is there, even in small productions, there is a lot of insurance that you have to have. And, there's a legal system in place along with that insurance to make sure that they don't
Yeah.
have to pay. So you have to make sure that you're allowed to do what's going on and, all those things.
Like what kind of accidental death or
On a-
dismemberment policy
On a
did
big-
they have in there? Yeah.
On a big production like that, I mean, I can imagine that policy had to be massive.
Oh, it's tens of millions of dollars, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to have insurance for. I mean, if you stub your toe, okay.
We have, what I mean, just on our reality show, we have to have a good amount of insurance, and there's certain things they just won't let us do.
Absolutely. And there's
Which
so
is very
many
stifling.
things.
They're stifling my creativity.
Oh my God. There's so many things that went wrong with this thing, and it's just tragic. And, you just hope, it heals and everybody. I don't think Alec or
Is a murderer.
Anna,
You know what I mean? Like they were trying. This was some sort of plot to murder.
Right.
But
that also isn't the question in front of the court, too. The question is, was it an accidental murder?
Well, here's where it really comes down to. He had to have pulled the trigger, and the screenplay did not allow for that. This was just to point, threatening in this scene, but he was screwing around and he pulled the trigger. He says he didn't, but a single action, you had to have cocked it back, you had to pull it. I mean, it's just,
what are the
there's no other way.
consequences of involuntary manslaughter? Is that like
5 years?
Do you have to pay a restitution? Do you go to prison?
You could go for 5 years, but
if it's involuntary, that means it's a fucking accident, right?
Right, but you can still get
But
5 years.
You're going to jail for stupidity, not
Correct.
for malice.
But he's not. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's going to go to jail.
What I saw as New Mexico's minimum or maximum for involuntary manslaughter was 12 months. But because it carries the dual charge of involuntary manslaughter with a firearm, they'd extended that to 17 months. But as you were saying, Hammer, there's so much kind of blame to be assigned throughout the steps of this case.
Well, first of all, it's a dual charge.
Right.
Okay? There's 2 charges of involuntary manslaughter each. And because of the firearm, you can get up to 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but nobody's going to get jail time. They didn't even arrest him. So, they're basically doing this to cover their ass, saying, hey, we had a problem here. We went through the process. We don't think anybody was malice. They were just stupid.
Well, after this period of time, if it's been a year, they have to have some kind of substantial evidence of him. You know what I mean? Like, why would they come after him? You think they're just covering their ass? But when they go to court, they have to have something set in stone of what he did.
I think the family wants justice. I don't think they're ever going to be, whole, right? So they're going to, it's the law. I mean, if you are the one that caused
someone's death,
right?
Even accidentally,
I mean, there should be some kind of repercussions.
Yeah.
I mentioned this earlier, but how there's been a couple cases, where a child finds a gun in the house and then they're just playing with it and accidentally discharges, and then they shoot, another child and the child dies. It used to, they're not, I don't know, like the parents got charged for having, something without
and rightfully so.
A trigger lock on it or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just having an accessible gun to small children, or, I don't know, or not watching their fucking kids. I don't know, but I mean,
Well, they just showed that baby, what was it, 2 days ago, that was wheeling around that gun in the apartment complex?
Oh, yeah.
And, what was that, 4-year-old or something? And, of course the parents are going to get charged. You leave a firearm. If a 4-year-old can get to it, come on, right? That means you're negligent.
Maybe it was his gun.
He's just a badass 4-year-old.
I mean.
Better check that 4-year-old for a pack of cigarettes, too.
I know, right?
That kid pulls numbers.
With the Dave Chappelle, like, hey, baby, what are you doing in the street?
I'm selling weed!